My name is Emaswen. I'm OBA Ewuare. I want to do some short episodes of matters arising, matters that concerns Benin Kingdom as a kingdom. So, and I hope we're able to understand. So, the first one I want to talk about is the OBA Benin's dreams and ideas of industrialization of Benin Kingdom due to Edo State. And I also want to use this episode to address some of the lies that have been spreading over social media space for far too long concerning if the OBA of Benin never really loved or liked the then governor of Edo State or the immediate past governor of Edo State. So I wish to address that now in a bit. First and foremost, I have been very privileged to have been privately briefed about OBA Ewuare, the second Ogidigan's dreams of industrialization or bringing a lot of industries to Edo State. And that is going to be backed up with some of these facts that I intend to spill on this particular edition of this video. Shortly after OBA Ewuare was coronated, October 20, 2016, a few weeks later, about 2 weeks or thereabout, he went to meet with the then governor of Edo State, who was also newly inaugurated after his inauguration. So he went to see him in the government house. Those are very rare occasions that the OBA of Benin will go and see a governor in the government house. But that was his official visitation. He went to see the then governor of Edo State. And chiefly amongst what was discussed was the Gelegele seaport, or whether the Gelegele dry port. Because Omo clearly understands that industrialization, industries are what will create thousands of jobs for the teeming youth in the society. So the first was to go see him, and chiefly what was discussed was the realization of the Gelegele seaport or dry port, which was very dear to Omon's heart, because you understand what that could create, how that one could triple or quadruple the IGRO of Edo State. And that was the first time he went to on a public visitation. Secondly, when he also went to see the governor, if you all can remember, the groundbreaking ceremony of Benin Industrial, the failed Benin Industrial Park, all right, Omo also was there. The failed Benin Industrial Park, which I think the vice president at that time also came. At the groundbreaking ceremony, Omo was also there. That shows that Omo has always been very keenly interested in the industrialization of the state, because you understand that industry, that's what's going to create jobs. That's what's going to boost the IGRO. That's what's going to bring other infrastructural development to the state. So he was also there because he keenly also believes that when you have a Benin Industrial Parks, it will create an avenue where there are going to be industries moving into the state. Now, don't forget, his first move was to discuss about Gelegele Seaport, or Gelegele, which another strong industry. Now, his second time he ever went out on a sort of a political movement was during the groundbreaking ceremony of the Benin Industrial Park. Now, OBA of Benin hardly goes to public functions. Everybody knows that. But now he has gone to see the then governor at Osadebe Avenue. That's the first time. And the second time was to attend the groundbreaking ceremony of the Benin Industrial Park. Now, it's not finished. There was a third time. The third time was, if you all remember, during the launching, I can't really remember, was it launching of the Edo State Security Network, where some Siennas were launched by the then governor at Osadebe Avenue, where some of these Siennas were launched. It was the OBA of Benin that was it was also present that day. That also means that he's very much interested in security. Suffice to state here clearly that the concept of what eventually led to Edo State Security Network was actually conceived by His Royal Majesty. There was a report that was given by some certain persons about the infallibility of the insecurity in Edo State sometime around 2017. So His Royal Majesty had called other traditional rulers in Edo State for a security meeting, and what was part of the resolution was what was submitted to the then state government, which was now used to facilitate what we call Edo State security network that we now have. Okay, so I don't want to go deep. Maybe in other subsequent episodes I'm going to go deep into what led to the birth. So His Royal Majesty was also very keen in the security of the people, because when you're creating industries, one of the first things you're going to look at is security. Security is very vital for any growing state, any growing country, any growing place. You have to get security. So two things has been at the very front burner of His Majesty's ideas. Industry, number one. Secondly, security. So these ideas was what drove him in liking the then state governor. So if anybody says that OBA of Benin didn't like the immediate past governor, that is a bull crap. That is a bull crap, because I've established on 3 occasions now where OBA has to break protocol to go to the governor's house, to be at the groundbreaking ceremony of Benin Industrial Park, and to be at where those security vehicles were launched at the government house. These are 3 occasions, and it's not finished. I can't really remember whether it was twice that or more personally attended Alaghodaro Summit, but I can remember there's a video evidence, there's a pictorial evidence of one of that Alaghodaro Summit that OBA of Benin attended. Why did OBA of Benin attend Alaghodaro Summit? It still boiled down to the creation of the industry. The industry, Alaghodaro Summit, according to what we were told, according to so many falls that was made about it, that is where ideas are going to be spilled out in order to create industries, in order to deal with the issues of insecurity, which was also very paramount to His Royal Majesty. His Royal Majesty understands that issues that concerns the infrastructural human capacity development of the Edo land will be discussed during the Alaghodaro Summit. He has to personally attend the Alaghodaro Summit. So if anybody is saying that OBA of Benin didn't like that governor of that time, would have been in fool's paradise, because what OBA of Benin have always wanted was there should be industries, a lot of industries, so that unemployed youth in the land can have businesses. I'm wondering why a lot of persons are surprised that they saw His Royal Majesty's recent investment visitation in order to get investors to come to Edo land, to United Arab Emirates. All right, Omo has visited a couple of times to United Arab Emirates, to France, to get investors, but the situations in Edo State were not right. So in second episode, I'm going to discuss about why most of the visitations of Omo to all this place, and in a bid for him to get investors to come and invest in Edo State. But because when you have a rancor between a state government and a traditional institution, it will not be right for investors to come. So Omo was looking for a better avenue, a better friendly government for him to now bring all his diplomatic years of experience, all those experiences that he had being ambassadors to a lot of countries in Africa, in Europe. Now it is time for Omo to really exploit. And I'm going to implore the current state governor to key into the ideas of Omo, because the truth is those ideas were supposed to be implemented during the immediate past government, but because they were not friendly enough to the traditional institution to be able to help contribute to the development, to the infrastructure, to the human capacity development of these lands, in terms of creating jobs, in terms of creating employment for our unemployed youth, it made it practically impossible for His Royal Majesty to also contribute his own quota of bringing investors into this land. And now those investors those investment ideas that have been made all these years, that they were rankled between the traditional institution and the then state government, are now going to come during Okpebholo's reign, Okpebholo's tenure as a governor. So I think it was a loss to one, and it will be a benefit to the other. But in all of this, His Royal Majesty's drive, his ideas about getting employment for his people has always been his cardinal agenda for Benin Kingdom and Edo land. And don't forget, immediately Omo was coronated, he set up OBA Ewuare Foundation. That OBA Ewuare Foundation, as at that time, had given a whole lot of scholarships to a lot of people, and a lot of those Libya returnees were placed under salaries for a very good, for a longer time. They were to get involved into other building of infrastructures, building of training people for skills, skill acquisitions, and all of that. They were getting all involved. But a report came to His Royal Majesty that someone is saying that His Royal Majesty wants to take his shine. I'm going to give more details on that. Why OBA Ewuare Foundation, the good this OBA Ewuare Foundation was doing at the very beginning, it was halted. And episode 2, I'm going to talk about that, why it was halted, why OBA Ewuare discontinued it, and OBA Ewuare, now that everything is not, the ground is not good for him to be able to exercise his ideas and be able to bring jobs, to be able to help the current state government to bring further good development to the land. I'm sure that OBA Ewuare is more than capable to helping any state government in doing a whole lot for this land. So I thank all of you. I'll see you in the next episode. My name remains Emmanuel Alaghodaro. I'm a patriotic son of Edo land, and by the power of God and our ancestors, we're going to contribute. We're going to support His Royal Majesty. We're going to support whatever state governor. I'm not a politician. I don't get involved in their political nonsense. But let me say this: Edo has never been this divided. Prior, before the 8 years of this immediate government, Edo usually have divergent opinions about their political inclination, but never have we practiced politics of these so much hatred. And one way or the other, we're going to find ways and means to remove hatred from the political climb in Edo State. Otherwise, that will be our greatest undoing. People now see themselves as enemies other than political opponents. But however, it doesn't really concern Ezodowa. Whoever becomes the governor of Edo State, it's not really my cup of tea. But what is most important for me is that I believe that there's no much that a democratic government can actually do for Edo people. There's no much. I've always believed so. I've always believed that when it comes to the time when we want to develop Edo State, it will be Edo people that will develop Edo State, not some people in Aso Rock or any other person. It is only Edo people that can truly develop Edo State, not Edo State government. It is only Edo people that can truly develop Edo State. So I thank you and God bless you. Oba Atokbe, you said.